All right, thank you all very much for coming here today, especially the YWCA representatives. We are Risky Business Consulting. My name is Catherine. This is Kirsten, Giles, Devin, and Janelle, and we were presenting to you today our idea. So we'll just go over a small little agenda. So first of all, what makes a successful event? Also, we'll be going over our actual fundraiser event details, going into marketing, funding, and cost, as well as some contingency and risk mitigation. So to start off, we're going to talk about what is a great venue. So our great venue, you need to have a venue where everyone feels comfortable going into it. Also, the purposes, the 5 W's: who, what, why, where, when, and how. And also organization. You need to make sure that we have a group that can put on a good, successful event that can flow and has good delegation techniques. Also, cash flow. We want to make sure that you do get your good community support and awareness, as well as making some money for the event. Also, having a large target market, making sure that we can reach out to students, small businesses, big businesses, and the community in general as professors as well. Also, community and personal growth. We as IME students know that it's important to use our skills that we're learning in school, as well as having the community know more about Harbour House. All right, so for our event, it is called Unlocking Harbour House, and I'll let Kirsten here talk more about that.
Thank you, Catherine. So our event's kind of split into two main themes here, or two main events. The main event is our Mix and Mingle. It is pretty straightforward. We're going to have a few events within our event. So there'll be Keys for a Cause that Giles will explain a little bit later. Networking icebreakers, so that we did create a bingo sheet that will go around. We'll have a photo booth as well as a silent auction. Event ticket price is fairly straightforward. General and corporate tickets will be $50, and for students that's $30. We do understand that you are all living on a budget here. But the fun part of our event is the contest that we're holding. Now, this event is marketed mainly towards small businesses here in Lethbridge. So the main prize for this event that we're holding is this marketing plan that we, as the IME class, will create ourselves. We will create a template here for you, but this is our chance as the IME class to kind of put our skills to use. Now, the idea here is that the raffle tickets are $10 each. However, the businesses can just give us this money if they'd like, or we encourage them to fundraise within their small business. So we will give them outlets to do this, such as Mason tip jars that we will provide to each business that wants to participate. But we want businesses to reach out to their customers. Say, hey, we're in a challenge against other businesses here in Lethbridge, and we need money here. We need to be able to win this social media marketing plan in correlation with the YWCA Harbour House, sorry. So we are hoping that this little twist on the event will hopefully attract the small businesses here in Lethbridge. Like I said, the corporate raffle tickets, $10. The grand prize is social media marketing plan. Individuals can also participate. Tickets will be the same price, and we will have separate prizes as well, depending on the sponsors that we receive for those individuals. So the social media marketing plan, like I said, will create a marketing template for you. We understand this can be a lot of work. But we want to be able to create something for you to take to the business, fill out information with a consult from the business, and be able to personalize a social media marketing plan for them, and hopefully help them take this to their business and implement it within their business. We will create this template hopefully for you if we get the opportunity to come in here. I will pass it off to Janelle here for more fundraising specifics.
Thank you, Kirsten. So for our actual Mix and Mingle event, we're planning on hosting it at the Sandman Banquet Hotel on March 31st from 7 to 11 p.m. The banquet hall was just recently renovated and seats about 250 individuals. And after talking to a representative, we're actually lucky enough to get this room free of charge. So we're saving about $1,000 there when looking at our expenses, so it's fairly significant in our cash flows. It's going to be more of an appetizer evening, so it's a bit more of a mix and mingle. There's going to be different types of appetizers. We're going to have a fondue, and there's also going to be house wine. So with your ticket, you're going to get a glass of wine when you first walk in, if you so choose. And then it's going to give you an opportunity to walk around, and it's more of a networking event. We have developed a bit of a marketing platform for all this. We've created flyers, tickets, programs. We've also created flyers that are compatible with all of our social media outlets. So we have ones that are going to fit well with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all those platforms. So it's really going to help us get the word out there and fit with a cohesive theme throughout. Additionally, we've actually created a private page on our website right now, so if we do win, we'll make it public. It's going to give a bit more information for people to go to our website, learn a bit more about what the event we're running, as well as more information on Harbour House that they can learn about. And additionally, we're looking to set up a GoFundMe account on this page once we do it. So if people aren't able to make it to the event or they're from out of town and can't donate, it still gives them an outlet they're able to do so. Learn about the event, learn about the organization, still get involved without having to be here. I'm now going to pass it off to Giles to go into funding.
All right, thanks, Janelle. So this is how we hope to make some of our money here. We got Keys for a Cause, which I'll describe later in the next slide. We have our silent auction. We decided to incorporate this just in case businesses wanted to donate items rather than cash. We could auction off these items and make pure profit off them. And next we got our Mason Jar fundraiser. That's little tip jars that we have that we place at individual businesses, similar to like something you'd see at Tim Hortons or McDonald's cash registers. And next we have our GoFundMe account, which works as a kind of a central donations page. We can have this so we can target a larger population for people out of town and family members, and it also gives us a good goal to work towards. And yeah, next we have our event tickets, which we just hope to cover the costs of our expenses and associated food and beverage expenses associated with the event. And yeah, next we have our Keys for a Cause. This is our fun little alternative to a raffle. The idea is to have a safe designed as a house, hence the Unlocking Harbor House part. Yeah, each key price is $10, and people are welcome to try out their keys after all the tickets are sold. Yeah, the key will be read out at the end of the night, so we know who wins. And as of now, the mystery prize is still a mystery.
All right, so as you can see, we provided projected cash flows outlining what profits we expect to earn on this event. And we provided in your handouts this cash flow as well as a little bit more detail as to how we actually came up with these numbers. So this is broken down into 3 parts, which is our worst case scenario, our most likely scenario, and our best case scenario. For purposes of time, I'm just going to briefly go through our most likely scenario. So total revenue, using all the revenue streams, we expect to make about $14,600. Our expenses, which are broken down into 2 categories, so our total venue fees, which are as per discussion with the Sandman Hotel, we expect them to be about $2,500. And then our marketing administration, which is more of an estimated number, but there's a little more detail in our handout as to what exactly goes into this. But we expect these to be about $1,100, which makes our total expenses $3,600 and our net income about $11,000 for this event. And again, this can be increased exponentially if we increase our raffle ticket sales. Just provide a little bit more background as to how profitable our event is. We provided a break even in ticket sales. So just to note, this includes no other revenue streams other than ticket sales. So just ticket sales are involved in this. So under our worst case scenario, we need to sell 91 tickets to break even. Most likely 85 tickets, and our best case 77 tickets. So let's look at a few risks associated with our event. We've broken this down into 3 major risks. So the first one is the poor economy. So the current state of the economy may cause us to lose a few of the corporate donors that we may have otherwise received. However, we feel that this won't be that large of an issue considering the YWCA is so well known in the community that we think that we'll still be able to get those businesses. Our major concern is that the marketing plan may be too much work. However, we've already provided a template to kind of take away the time factor, as well as the fact that this is a theory and a practice course. So any knowledge that we learn in this class, particularly with the social media aspect that we've done, and are able to actually put that into a real life situation, I feel that that is important as something that none of us can turn our backs on. And then our last issue is that we don't sell out our tickets. However, as shown through our break even, we don't need to sell out our tickets to make a profit, as well as the fact that since we have such a large target market, we feel that we won't have an issue with that. And I'll turn the time over to Catherine to conclude.
All right, well, thank you, Devin. So the key takeaways that we want to make sure that you take away from our presentation today is the 5 W's. So who? The fact that we can reach a wide target market, not just students, not just big businesses, but small businesses and professors. We have the ability to have a lot of people attend our event and contribute to our profits. As well as what? It's a small competition with a mix and mingle, so it's a fun event that everybody can get involved with. And it's on the 31st of March, so that gives us a 2-month time frame to put this all together, which is completely doable with having the Sandman working with us. As well as we're having it on the south side, so it's a comfortable event where students, all ages, any event, people can come and feel like they're comfortable there. As well as why. So it allows for a great opportunity for cash flow, as well as getting the community involved and having that networking opportunity. Next is our organization. So as we mentioned, we've done a lot of the groundwork getting this all into getting it all prepared for you guys. So basically what we're expecting from you is just to be able to come help us with sponsorship and sitting in marketing and working with us that way. As well as our cash flow. We have a great budget, and it helps us with having you guys have a personal growth as well as having Harbor House grow with it as well, and overall satisfaction among everyone. So we'd like to thank you very much for coming here today. If you have any questions, let us know and we'll See you there.
Okay, so question you can start asking now, please.
Go ahead, Alex.
Um,
Oh. Alex squared.
I believe Jonathan said that the MSS year-end gala was on April the 1st.
Mhm.
Your event is on March 31st.
Yes.
You expect the students to pay $30 for yours, then pay $35 for theirs, and you expect the corporate sponsors to do the same. Is that how I'm understanding that?
Yeah, so our corporate sponsors, this event's mostly focused on the business community because they're the ones that will be donating the money. So with our students, if you look in our cash flow, we're projected about 75 students, 50 to 75 at the event itself. So this will be through the University of Lethbridge and the college. So we're focusing our event mostly towards the business community, but since it's a networking event, we're letting students give them that opportunity to be at the event itself. So although there is another event taking place right near it, we feel that we'll still be able to get a minority student population at our event.
Related but not related to the scholarship dinners 2 weeks after that. Is that going to affect your corporate sales at all?
We don't feel as though it should, especially since Harbor House is it's a community event. It's one that's well known in Lethbridge, and I feel like people will have us see a big differentiation between the two. So you shouldn't see any type of issues with there.
Is that prime catering?
Yes.
With your projected costs, does that include like all the linens and everything you would need? So I saw on your worst or your best case, your catering costs are quite low. Do you expect it to be like 250 people and having full walk around service for that price?
Yes, we did get an actual quote. We didn't include it in our package, but we do have a quote, and everything's set out from Prime Catering, so those costs are set unless we change anything.
Just two questions. One's kind of a nitpick question. I'm noticing in your budget that in your most likely result, your student ticket revenue is $2,000, but in your best case, it's only $1,500. Could that be, like, is that a mistake? Or is
No,
that,
it's
like,
because of the
skewed
fact that
towards-
we expect to, in our best case, to sell more corporate tickets, which are more expensive, which means more profit for us.
Oh, okay. Rather
Yeah.
than that. Okay, and then the other second level kind of nitpick thing. It says you're serving wine. What if I don't want a glass of wine?
That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
What if I
We
want
have-
beer, though? Are you guys serving other alcohol?
We have a cash bar as well. Yeah.
Okay, but do we get like a ticket for, or like a beer if we want, rather than a wine? At the door?
No.
Okay, so it's wine or no wine?
Or you can purchase
Or you-
from the
yeah.
cash bar.
Okay,
Yeah. And there is an ATM on premise.
okay.
So you kind of mentioned your marketing for this, and then you just mentioned Lethbridge College there. Do you foresee us all sitting at booths then, leading up to the event, selling tickets? And
For this, we weren't thinking that too much, just because of the fact that we don't want our large target market to be the student population because their tickets aren't as expensive. Also that we don't think that we'll be able to get as much because as you mentioned previously, during that time of the year, students are broke, essentially. So we don't want our major target market to be the student population. So it'll be mostly through social media, those types of things, which is what we want to target towards students.
Just the nature of the event being a mix and mingle and alcohol being available, what do you guys have planned for transportation, just with liability? for
Well, we
people
haven't
getting back?
approached any taxi companies yet since we weren't able, we don't know if we're putting on the event or not. So that would have to be something that you can look at having a deal with them. Something that they would especially probably want to help us out with too, because then they have that steady stream of customers all night long.
so with it, most of the marketing being online, will you set up online ticket purchasing then as well?
We're in the process of looking at that right now. The one option is the GoFundMe account does allow for people to still make donations and stuff like that. And we are looking to be able to create a place on our website where you can buy tickets. But if not, we're going to provide all the information, who they can contact, still even through email and stuff to set things like that up. So we're trying to have like a central basis on our website. Sorry.
Additionally, we also have figured out how to do like tax receipts and stuff
Yeah.
for larger donations and things like that. So that would be also something that we would set up.
Anything else?
Are you doing any direct marketing to the businesses? Like, is there an expectation that students having to go and sell tickets then too, or are you going to try to move everything through
Yeah, we have created a sponsor list sheet actually with over 100 business names, I would say.
Yep.
That ones that we personally know and that we feel like you can reach out and connect with. I know everyone here also has those connections as well. So we feel like that's going to be more of like a door-to-door thing, going and reaching out to those people. Not necessarily just calling up random businesses, but going to see their faces and making sure that they do feel some personal connection towards the event. Also working with the radio stations in that way as well.
So you'll identify a team within this group, or there's an expectation that everyone...
Exactly, yeah. And we will have those roles delegated out as it comes. Yeah.
Any questions from Harbor House? We have 30 seconds. All right.